Jambo Kenya. First, mimi nataka niwashukuru kwa kusubscribe into my channel. The sharing power, comments zenye munaniambia completely. I thank you, na please tuendelee ndio wapige story more and more and more. But now, I have a burning issue. At my age, I'm aware of Kenyans na venye tumekuwa tukichukulia value education. Na especially nikiwa mtoi niligrow nikiona watu wakienda majuu, Brito, France, States, Australia, Canada, wanaenda kusoma. It was a big thing. Ilikuwa na celebratiwa. The whole village wanakuja wanakula, wanapeleka airport, gari mingi, unaenda majuu. Siku na come, same thing. Now, how does it feel today? Mtoto wako, na even to the kid mwenyewe, how does it feel to the person, the victim, na wazazi wake na community, wakati mtoto wako anatafuta passport kwa country yake, anakosa, anateseka, na akona what it takes to go there and exhibit, anateseka kupata tu vitu, sijui elfeva, sijui vitu ndogo sana kabla ya kufika hata kwa visa. Na wakati ameipata, ameenda, how did it feel huo mtoto kuland after a short while dreams zake zinakuwa shattered? This is a story tonight of a Kenyan woman who supposedly amekufia Canada. This is a story of Delvin Wambui. Join me, your host, Jigidho Iras, as we take this rough journey to unveil these painful circumstances surrounding this mystery. Don't go anywhere. Breaking news inside G News. Delvin Wambui, a Kenyan citizen, passed on barely 4 days on arrival in Canada. With me in G News studio is an international relations consultant, Joseph Odhiambo. Welcome to the studio.
Pleasure.
And with me is Joseph.
Yes.
And I have Joseph in the studio with a simple interest of finding out if there is a guideline into flying. Like when you're flying, wherever you're going, is there a guideline that maybe we should be following that we overlook that could create incidences like the one that we are facing right now? Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Ras. It's a pleasure to be here to also put some insights into the intrigues and the processes that enable someone to be well settled in a foreign country.
Thank you for coming so fast.
Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, my name is Joseph, and as you've heard, I'm an international relations consultant, especially in North Africa and in Europe. And today I'm just gonna give some insights, basic insights in some of the recommendations or some of the precautions that mtu yote mwenye anataka kutravel abroad at least anafaa kuangalia na inaweza msaidia, especially saizi Kenya kuna a lot of interest. Watu wanataka kwenda Middle East, watu wanataka kwenda Australia, people are going to the US, people are going to Europe. Different reasons. First, you have people who are going there for education purposes.
Definitely.
You have people who go there for medical reasons. You also have people who go there for education, work related. Some are also going just there for visits and tourism and business. So first of all, identify the need. Unapata lazima, because traveling across the continent is something that you have to have a proper planning prior. So ni kitu unapatanga, it's far from home. Ni kitu umekanga chini, sometimes aspirations zako, na umeangalia na umeona you have a valid reason for you to be able to go to the outside of the continent. So once you have ascertained your reason, of course, you present your case at the consulate or at the embassy with the proper documentations and the reason, and then you get a visa. Visa pia ras zinakujanga in different types. You have tourism visa, you have business visa, you have work related visa, you have medical related visas, you also have just people
Study
who also
visas.
study abroad visa. You also have short-term and long-term visas depending. So they are non-immigration visas, but also kuna hizi kama zenye ziko US zinaitwangwa green cards. These are immigration visas that are also issued through the DV lottery or specific cases. Yeah, so first of all, someone ascertains the purpose. They get that. Of course, mtu anafaa kuwa ameshapata passport yake, ameshapatiwa visa. And then the next thing unafaa uangalie sana is different things, like do a bit of a background check on where you are going, because imagine we are here in Kenya, weather yetu iko tofauti, our food is
Definitely.
our food is different, our
Lifestyle.
culture is different, our lifestyle is different. So this is someone who, after the intention or the purpose of their travel, take some time also to understand the country that you're going. Once you do that, we really encourage, as a consultant, I really encourage for someone to do a very comprehensive medical test. Medical test watu wengi ufikiria ni kuangalia magonjwa tu zenye uko nayo. Haikuangi hivyo. Medical test inaangalianga also you are prone to certain diseases and illness from different areas, and that's why unapata you can be recommended for vaccinations because wanaangalia maybe there is an outbreak. Remember what we have with COVID.
Kwenye unaenda na kwenye unatoka pia.
Yes.
Yeah.
So sana sana watu wenye wanaendanga in Europe wanapatanga sometimes some vaccinations on respiratory
Yeah,
illnesses
definitely. Yeah.
because of temperatures zina
Yeah.
dippingi sana.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
you have heard of the different seasons. Kuna
Definitely.
winter huko,
Kuna winter, kuna
summer. So weathers on those part of the world zinakuanga very extreme. So unaangalia kama you have had any respiratory complications, you have any health related issues. Zingine pia zinakujanga pia you also, once umefanya a medical test, it's very important to also to have a medical insurance.
Oh, before you leave.
Before you leave.
Before you leave here.
It's a requirement.
It's a requirement.
It's a requirement because
Is it followed really? Are there
mostly
cases
they
where
don't
people
follow.
go without
Many
that
do.
requirement?
Many do, and sometimes ndio wanga naulizanga wanasemanga end justifies the means or whatever. So people always overlook that, and that is a very essential part for you as a traveler, because remember, health is very expensive
Extremely.
out of Africa. It's very expensive.
Extremely.
Inakuanga inalemea watu wengi sana. So you take an insurance cover that when you go there, should anything happen, maybe unaweza feel uko mgonjwa ama something. And this is what leads to so many deaths.
Wow.
For people who living in Kenya wanaenda huko, because they don't have a comprehensive medical insurance cover. They fall sick. They think they can go over the counter, but the systems there work differently from systems
Definitely.
here.
Definitely. And that's one thing that Kenyans and Africans should know.
They really should know.
Yeah.
So unapata mtu amegonjeka, overlook, but then you don't know kulikuwa na issues, maybe conditions ina worsen, and you end up being in a very serious case. So without that, and then also wale pia wana work na systems, their systems are quite more advanced than here. So unapata kama una insurance, just having a walk-in also becomes very expensive. So it's very advisable, after you have done your medical test, comprehensive, full cover medical test, you now know the kind of a medical insurance that you can be able to have. International medical insurance for like a 1 year at least, so that if you're going there for a long term, unaweza kuwa covered at least for 1 year. Then subjected to your stay and your experiences, you can be able now to take a local medical cover. Yeah. So hizo zinakuanga something very key. Another thing now inakuanga now the reason
yako ya kuenda.
unaenda kufanya nini.
Unaenda kufanya nini, yes.
Yeah, be well researched. So sometimes unapata watu wanapata, maybe anasema amepata kazi, ameitwa na relative, ama anaenda shule. How well do you know your relative?
Yeah.
What has been your relationship with this person? Is he going to take good care of you when you are there? Is the school goals zenye unataka kwenda kuachieve kwa hiyo shule, are they aligning to your goals?
Yeah.
If it's work related, is it are you properly qualified? Do you have the contract? And so on and so forth. So once you have ascertained that, at least you know that you have a fallback. I have somewhere I can be. I have a reason why I'm traveling. I know my medical status, and I have a medical insurance.
Definitely.
Then another thing comes, it's issues to do with now accommodation. Now your accommodation comes with your reasons of traveling. So if you are on contract, if you get a job offer, are you going to be given accommodation by your employer? If it's a school, do you have hostels?
Accommodation in the institution.
Exactly, as a student. If it's a family, of course, they're able to offer you a proper accommodation. If you're going there as a tourist, kuna hizi vitu kuna stories za Airbnb pia zikikam.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so also you need to look at the weather, where you're going to reside, book an Airbnb so that you don't get stranded, and then of course you're able to pay for your entire stay or visit.
Definitely.
Now there's another thing of it happens sometimes when people are getting visa, na ina happening hapa kwa consulates, which is our embassies, the foreign embassies here in Kenya. They overlook this story, and this is affordability. How can you afford your duration or your stay while you are abroad?
Yes.
Yeah, are you able
How
to
can you support yourself?
Yes, are you able to take care of your expenses? You need to demonstrate that. If you have a
Yes.
sponsor, if you have a school, if you're in a school, can you be able to pay? Kama unaenda job, unaweza fanya job na ujisustain there.
And actually hapo Mr. Odhiambo, hapo nilikuwa nataka niulize swali, imekuwa ikiniban all through ukiongea.
Yeah.
Nikikumbuka watu walienda when I was a bit younger.
Yeah.
But I could fathom, I could tell, I could follow what was happening.
Yes.
There was a lot of insisting from the foreign governments about bank statements.
Yes.
Ndio ujulikane kama unaweza jisupport if anything happens.
Yeah.
To you ukiwa huko.
Yeah.
What would happen to you?
Exactly.
Would your Kenyan parents be able to extradite you
Yes.
back here?
Yes.
Do you have a bank statement or someone who is there
Yes.
who has a strong bank statement that can cover your damages or anything?
Exactly.
Does it not happen anymore?
It does. It does. But, also there's a demand for labor. There's a lot of agencies zenye wamekam around. Na pia kuna reasons mingi zenye. There's a lot of flexibility, especially these days, in terms of traveling. And sometimes when you do that, going to get your visa, sometimes unaweza pata, maybe you will apply your visa through an agencies, or maybe you get a sponsor. So when your sponsor give you the recommendations that they're going to take care of you, or even the agency or your employer, sometimes those are overlooked.
Right.
But then for you as an individual, as a traveling individual, you have to be very cautious that somebody who is going to take care of me while I'm abroad, have they really committed?
Yes.
If you think that there is no written commitment, if it's not a family member, then you have to have a contract or a written commitment. If it's not there, then you personally, the person travel, at least you have some funds
Background
to take care of you.
from your background.
From your background.
Yeah.
At
Now-
least kuwa na funds unaweza take care of yourself at least 3 to 6 months.
That is beautiful.
Within 6 months, it's perceived that already
Utazoea,
utakuwa
you'll have a
umeshajua
guide, you'll have a-
culture,
yeah,
and you have
I
known
know
your
how.
way through there. What many people overlook is unatoka Kenya, we have laws and rules that guide us as Kenyan
Definitely,
citizens.
yeah.
As you move into different jurisdictions, you have different laws that are going to guide your stay while you are there. So first of all, make sure you are very well acquainted by those laws in the country that you're moving in,
research well.
and you do your research well. 2, make sure you're properly covered.
Yes.
And when I talk about properly covered, I talk about especially insurance-wise, health-wise, and the person
Yes.
that hosting you, or the purpose. Once you have those 3 things right,
Yes.
at least it gives you a very easy landing while you're there.
Yeah.
The last thing is also be somebody who is very innovative.
Yeah, man.
Be somebody who also is willing to adjust, because this is a very different
It's dynamic.
it's a very
it's a
different
dynamic
world
life.
out there.
It's a dynamic
So
life.
we kuwa mtu mwenye unaweza adjust to different scenarios and
situations,
circumstances. Last but not least, also register through, we have Kenyan consulates, we have Kenyan embassies that registers all foreigners, so that once you are there, should anything happen to you, you're also recognized by your own country, that you have traveled there.
Thank you so much,
Once
Joseph.
you're able to take care of that, at least the rest inaweza kuwa rahisi kuwe kufanya your transition while you're in that kind of an area.
Yeah. So thank you, Joseph, for the insights.
Yeah.
Because really, this is what we need to hear. Actually, especially the people who are going on study travels,
Yes.
business travels,
Yes.
they come like ASAP.
Yeah.
So there is this case.
Okay.
It's a breaking news. We have found it. We have no details. But there's this case of this girl,
Yes.
Delphine Wambui. Presumably, she started moving to Canada on 9th of February, but she declined in JKIA. And again, she tried 4 days after. And under another airline, she was declined again.
Yes.
But then it is said that the following week, on Thursday, following week, Friday was that 9th.
Yes.
So like 7 days on top, she landed in Canada. And now she's presumably declared dead after 4 days in Canada. And it's not clear if she left the airport or she didn't. What is your take about this?
Yeah, I mean, my condolences and my heartfelt condolences goes to the family of the deceased, especially through these very difficult times. It's very unfortunate for us as a country when we lose one of our own. Yeah, but that just brings me back to stuff that we discussed just a minute ago, where it's very important to clearly state the intention of your visit whenever you are leaving our country here. Transparency inakuanga kitu poa sana,
Kabisa.
so that whenever something happens, people can be able to come to your rescue.
Oh, that's the saying, the truth shall set you free.
The truth shall set you free. It's very important. So I think by what you are saying, I feel like I will want to get more details. Maybe we can have another session as maybe more information comes in, so that we can be able to dissect and expand more into the circumstances that led to this situation. But I'm seeing some gray areas, especially the difficulty in her traveling from JKIA. You're saying
She was bad
she
twice.
tried different airlines,
Yeah.
and she could not be able to travel. So we might also get to the bottom of what were the reasons on why there was those hiccups.
Yes.
At the same time, also we also needed to inquire or have more details into where she was at the time of her death. Outside jurisdictions are very strict, and nilikuwa nimekuambia about reasons for travel. People out there, they take it very seriously.
Definitely.
So if the reasons for travel match where she was at the time of her demise, can really help us to unpack more things that are what could happen. Maybe it could be medical related reasons. It could be maybe crime. Yeah, it could also be maybe malicious stuff. It could be homicide. So siwezi unpack more into knowing exactly what happened that ilifanya akadai, but for now tunaweza tu get more into reasons that ilifanya akadai at that particular time.
Well, thank you so much, Joseph.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you, Joseph. And thank you for your insights and everything. And to catch up with us, watch out for the next episode inside G News Channel.